Capricorn, let's go, okay? This is an impromptu reading for you, and I'm doing it because I got called to do a Leo, Libra, and Sagittarius reading, but you came in bursting into the Leo reading, full on vibes. Then you came bursting into the Libra reading, and then you burst in with a Virgo energy. So I'm dealing with a Capricorn in a situation strongly with a Leo, potentially with a Libra, and also with a Virgo. If you're dealing with a team, a group, people coming together, I'm looking at a Leo, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn energy, Sagittarius as well, but not on the table yet. I haven't done that reading. But let me tell you, I'm looking at a specific energy with you and a Leo. I've shuffled your cards, and your cards, the same cards have come out that Leo had that you've got, and I've done 3 readings in between that, so imagine this is highly significant is my point. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. Firstly, I see you moving on. Looks like you're moving on from a relationship, a career. Either way, the old self is gone. Yeah. Brand new you, brand new ascension, brand new vibe. It looks real good. I see we've got the awareness card out and the intuition card out. That is the magician and the four energy. It shows me that you're leveling up quite rapidly. It shows me that you're taking a risk. Not only that, but you've got the celebration card that the Leo had. In the back of your mind, you've been wanting this celebration for a long time. Leo is now celebrating this success. So whatever Leo's gone through, they were going through some difficult shit. Feel free to go and check out the Leo reading that just dropped. But in the back of your mind, you've been waiting a long time for their celebration and for their uprise, right? And that's nice because a lot of their reading was about people hating on them and not feeling good about them. But the truth of the matter is they've gone through the uprising, they've come out the other end, and they're a lot sweeter for it, a lot wiser for it. They're more present and in the now moment. They've ascended. That's the point, yeah? When you go through dark night of the soul, you can only do that on your own. Not everyone has the ability, the capacity to hold space for you when you're cycling through the dark night. Do you get what I mean? A lot of people don't even know what that means. Majority of population stupid, let's be real. Am I really saying that out loud on the platform? Yeah, clearly I am. Clearly we're in ego today, and clearly I'm breaking free of the throat chakra because I've just done the Virgo read and I'm a Virgo. And let's talk about the population. Let's talk about the woke versus the unwoke. Let's talk about everyone acting like they're so super spiritual and doing all this fucking shit, and I go to church, rare. But when it really comes down to it, show me your morals, show me your integrity, show me your ability to channel, show me your ability to step into energy, step out of energy, show me how much of a conduit you really are, show me how anti-biased you are and the non-judgmental you really are. Because at the end of the day, I can swear and say most of these people on the planet are dickheads if I wanted to. But at the end of the day, I love everyone and I know where I'm coming from internally. I know where my moral compass stands. So I'm not limited by speech or tongue or by my ideologies because I'm rooted in faith. I'm rooted in God. And I am a child of God and I have absolute faith in myself and my inner knowing. So in those moments where we can swear and we can drink and we get turn up and do all of these things that would be seen as sin, the truth of the matter is, we all hold our own unique doctrine. A lot of people wouldn't want to hear that. A lot of religious believers wouldn't want to hear that. But let me tell you this, from this standpoint, you are the creatrix of your own reality. You are life force. I am life force. We are our own ecosystems. We are all our own life force. Now that's an intimidating ideology for a conformist. That's an intimidating ideology for absolutely anyone who is a strong conformist towards a specific kind of religious doctrine and teaching. Yeah, we don't want to hear that. If you're Christian, you want to be Christian. You want to be Hindu, you want to be Hindu. Sikh, Buddha, whatever it is, you want to follow that faith. Please do. I accept you and I welcome you in. Share your knowledge with me because I like to learn. But the truth of the matter is, I'm going to stand on my own 2 feet and find my own way around this circuit, yeah, that we call life. Because I was raised with Christianity, my best friend's Jesus, I talk to Jesus on a regular basis. But I also follow Hindi. And I also see Kali Ma on a frequent basis as well. And I chill out with Krishna on a regular basis. Also, Allah, last year, got really annoyed at me because I was spending too much time with Jesus and I was ramping around too much with Jesus, that Allah said, you know what, I'm going to remove Jesus from your life for 6 months because I don't like the way that you're behaving with him. You and him have got too chummy. Now, as a shaman, that is how my reality works. I trance and I channel, and that might sound absolutely wild to people who have a specific faith. But imagine, before you're going to bed, connecting with a higher realm, speaking to the divine, and Allah said, Louise, I've had an absolute enough of you because you are taking the absolute piss down here, because you've had Jesus for so many years now, and you and Jesus just fart-arsed about all day on earth, that you're starting to lose the value of what Christianity is and what faith really is. So guess what's happening? I'm taking Jesus away. Your best fucking friend, who I actually see in full clairvoyant form with me on a frequent basis, hence why my behavior is the way it is, and I feel like I can get away with a lot of stuff spiritually, because when you see Jesus and you've been seeing Jesus for several years and you and Jesus have full-blown conversations, I mean, whilst having a fag and a drink or playing fucking Fortnite, I mean, you do have to start to question your reality a little bit. And Allah stepped in and said, no, you're taking the piss. Well, Allah didn't say that. Allah would never say that, and Allah would be very disappointed if he knew I was speaking about him in that context, because he is one of the supreme, who would not allow me to speak of him in any way that isn't aligned to the Most High, because actually he is the masculine principle and very much aligned to Ra, and out of all of the gods that exist, Allah is got to be the scariest principle I know, next to fucking Satan at that, you know. But that's a whole nother conversation. I didn't realise I came to speak to Capricorn today about my personal experiences with gods. But if you do want to know more about the different gods and their relationship with earthlings, then do let me know, because I can share that with you intently about how they all show up. Krishna also, Krishna consciousness is a thing. Krishna shows up, and Krishna is always on a joke thing. And I speak a lot about non-binary and how I choose to identify as non-binary sometimes, even though I am a female and a very sexy one at that. I choose to identify as non-binary because I am very aware, in my opinion, that Ganesh is... Hindus would hate me for this, but Ganesh is actually non-binary. So is Krishna. A lot of Hindu gods are actually non-binary. Some of them are clearly masculine, some of them are clearly feminine, but some of them are non-binary, and that is how I've been taught. And I'm not being taught by anything other than my sight. Yeah, my clear sight as a clairvoyant. I see Krishna. I see Jesus. I don't see Allah in the way that I see Jesus and Krishna, because they're on a different scale. They're in a different realm. But that's a whole other conversation. Why are we here talking about dimensions when I came to speak about you, Capricorn? What are you going through in your life that I need to talk to you about gods like this? Tell me. Okay. Either way. Weirdly enough as well, I'm going to throw this out there, because I had loads of rings on before I started these readings, and in the Leo read, they had the ring card coming upside down, and it kind of signified the end of a contract, letting things go, taking your ring off, divorce, endings, saying no to a proposal or a relationship or some kind of offer, like really taking the ring off, right? Really symbolic kind of message. And as I'm looking at your kind of cards, I'm seeing loads of rings, loads of circles, and then I'm looking at all of my rings that are sitting here that are actually not on at this point, and there's actually 6 of them. So for some reason, I'm being drawn to the ideology of 6 rings. Now, I'm going to leave that with you, because I can start talking about ecosystems for the next 4 hours, but we're not going to do that today. But if there is something that resonates with you regarding rings specifically, then just bear that in mind, okay? And let me keep going with the cards, actually, because we just went off topic totally. Firstly, if you have a child, your child looks like they're really, really spiritual. I'm looking at a child of God, okay? Okay. In my head, I'm hearing loads of arguments now. Yeah? So I don't know if you have loads of arguments with your family or loads of arguments with your partner about how you want to raise your child, what you want your child to believe exists in the realm, like about faith. We've had a whole conversation about gods now for some reason, and I feel like that's significant in regards to how you're going to want to raise your children, and about how you want your child to understand God. Yeah? We're moving into a new age, a new world, where spirituality isn't anything that it's been seen as before, and no one's just walking around really frequently saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Sikh, I'm a this. The common denominator now is I'm spiritual but not religious. Yeah, that's the new wave. That's been the old wave for me, but I'm a futurist, so let me just rein my ego back in and say I foresaw this coming a long time ago. That's why I be acting like this right about now, when everyone was judging me, going, you can't be spiritual if you be looking like that, if you be doing that. How are you a shaman in the corporate lane? Bitch, I programmed myself for this. I've been trancing around for a while in the corporate lane because life is changing. So let me get back to your point, okay? Because I see someone worried about their child. Not even worried about their child, worried about how their partner is going to teach their child the developing worlds of God, right? I can't believe we're doing this right now. Fuck, you know. It feels like a School of Hermetology lesson. If you don't know what that is, go to my website and check it out. But it does feel like a faith lesson here. And I want you to know, just take on board everything that I said, okay? So just use me as an example in regard to the simple fact that I see Jesus. Jesus told me to quit my job in 2016. And he said, I've got more for you. There's a better life for you. There's things that you should be doing. Like, that's before I even started reading tarot. That was just when I started seeing spirit, I thought I was psychotic, having psychosis. I didn't believe it was real until my granddad shown up. Both of them, both passed on, and they started telling me stuff to tell my siblings. I told my siblings this stuff, gave them names, times, dates, whatever. They said it was true. I then started sharing more and more of my prophecy with other people that I knew, family and friends. They also started confirming stuff. I started seeing spirit, passed on animals, started seeing all of this stuff over and over again. I didn't believe in myself. Didn't believe it was true, kept a lot of it a secret, cried myself to sleep most of the last decade because of this shit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it is what I believe in. So at the end of the day, as long as you're clear as a parent, or regardless if it's about a child or not, we are all children of God in some way, shape or form. As long as you're clear about what you believe, that's enough. And then you tell your child whatever you think is right, and you also give them the freedom to choose. Because the way I look at it, with a massive background in child psychology, ego stroke again, it's a situation of I am not like my mother, because growing up I couldn't stand certain qualities of my mum, so I decided to make sure I was the polarity of her. Yeah. So now I haven't got kids, but in my mind, I think a lot of us, we look at our mums and dads and we think, oh, I like that about them, I hate that about them. And then we choose to make sure we take only the good stuff we like, and then we reject all the yucky stuff about our parents that we don't like. Sorry, parents, but it's true. That's how life works. So if you are already a parent, your child's already been judging you from the moment they've come out of the womb. For fucking hell, from the time they were in the womb and the seed and the egg was planted, they already started to develop and grow. They already started to pick up your sensations, even worse so from the birth period cycle. Do you get what I mean? From the time that they're growing in your womb, alcohol, what's it called? Fetal alcohol is a real thing for when kids are born, because their parents are drinking too much alcohol, parents that take drugs, parents that are fucking crying all the way throughout all the way out through their pregnancy, parents that are broken and got poor well-being or mental health all the way out through their pregnancy. How do you think that youth's going to come out? How do you think that child's going to come out? It's going to come out reflective of whatever's happened pre-birth. Yeah, it's a real thing. So regardless, the child that comes out is always going to develop their own constructs. You just need to make that child strong and resilient and teach them the nuances of the world. Yeah? Because my fear is, right, I haven't got kids yet, right? But if I do have kids, the way my main thing is, it's not even a fear-based thing actually, it's a simple understanding of, I want to make sure my child has the enough neutrality, let's say, to make the choices for themselves, because I want them to be able to understand this is what the world is made up of. And this is what I believe is your mother. This is what your father believes is your father. And you have every right to choose what you believe in. Yeah? So these are all the religions of the world. These are all the races, all the cultures, all the indigenes, all the spaces around the land, all the regions of the world. And actually, I would like you to understand all of this and understand that none of these are off limits for you. Culturally, this is what they say black people do. This is what they say white people do. This is what they say Asian people do. Because I've grown up with the ideology that if you're black, your life's going to be hard. Like, you have to work so much harder, Louise, because you're black. Louise, you're going to always struggle. We're always going to struggle because you're black. So just be aware that you're black and black people have it harder. Now, being raised with that ideology has ingrained the ideology into me that I'm going to achieve less for the colour of my skin. And self-fulfilling prophecy is a real thing, which has therefore made me believe that statement that I was told in childhood and then reenact that all the way throughout my adulthood until I went to fucking university, studied psychology and realised, shit, I sold myself short. My mum sold me short. My family sold me short because I'm out here telling myself I can't achieve because I'm black. And even worse, every other black motherfucker I know is saying the same thing. I wonder why we're fucking down there struggling, questioning life. I wonder what our life would look like if we actually stopped telling ourselves we can't achieve because we're black. A lot of black people would disagree, especially the pro-blacks out there. No, we're oppressed and we've always been oppressed and we must fight. We must call white people white supremacists. We must shit on every white person on the planet because that's the only way to get restitution. It doesn't make any logical sense to fight racism with more racism. That's what pro-black is to me. If all black people look at white supremacy as something that's wrong, then what makes pro-black right? The other day, I saw Issa Rae at the awards ceremony, and the presenter, who was a white lady, asked her, who you want to win tonight? Like, who do you want to win? And she's like, you got anyone specific that you want to win? Is there any person that you're just thinking, oh, they're a standout? She's like, anyone black. And she's like, what? You like anyone specific? She's like, a black person. Could a white person stand up at the award ceremony on the red carpet and say, I don't care who wins as long as they're white? Would that wash? No. And I don't know why we're going here, but clearly it must be a thing for the Capricorn today because we're here, right? So I'm just channeling whatever I need to, because clearly this has got to be a conversation that's going to resonate with you out there. If you please do resonate, hit the like, let a bitch know she's doing her job correctly, hit subscribe. But my issue with this is, firstly, we can't fight racism with more racism. Us screaming all of this stuff at other races benefits no one. Because at the end of the day now we're just saying, do you know what, because you're black, why not have a prize? Why not have a prize because you're black? But what about someone who was actually incredibly gifted and talented in that performance and they were an actor? What if they were Asian? What if they were Eastern European? Who cares what's their fucking purple, yellow or grey or pink? It doesn't fucking matter. It's about the skill set. It's about the drive. It's about the work ethic. It's about being the best at what you fucking do, regardless of your skin tone, colour or body shape or size or belief system. So why are we perpetuating ideologies of the worst kind that are rooted back in slavery? What I've seen over and over again, especially on Twitter recently, is a simple fact that I'm seeing more and more people say, okay, this happened in slavery days, so now every white person has to pay the price. The ideology is, all these white people walking around us, right? Their parents or grandparents, their ancestors were slave owners. So do you know what? We have to be pro-black just to torture them, just so they feel shit, just so they feel some degree of what we felt or what our ancestors felt. If we're going to spend the rest of our fucking lives fighting the battles for our ancestors, how are we ever going to fucking move on and evolve as human beings? We're going to still sit here fighting over fucking colour of our skin when there's so much more bigger issues going on in the world. That's what you're saying. Stupid. It's so stupid. White people are getting mugged off on a daily basis because their ancestors, who they never knew, were slave owners. So the black rebuttal is, we must hate inherently on the white person just to get restitution. I think it's disgusting. I'll say that outrightly. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I say that as a mainly black person, but I am also mixed. I'm also white. And I also think I'm Asian, but I haven't had a DNA test. I feel like my dad's got Asian in him, but I haven't got that confirmed yet. So bear with me while I get the DNA at 34 years of age. But hey ho, if you come from the ghetto, this is how we roll. But the truth of the matter is it helps no one. It helps no one. And I know there's beautiful people out there fighting the fight for black people and black rights and Black Lives Matter movement and all of this kind of stuff. I know professors that go out of their way to do a lot of stuff to really educate people on what white privilege is. And of course it's important. Of course it is important. But at the end of the day, if we continue to perpetuate behaviours of we have to just stand up for black people and let them say whatever they want to say, even if it's racist, just because they experienced the racism in the past, then we're never going to break the mold. We're never going to break away from racism ever. We're never going to evolve as a humanity that can look at each other as more than skin colour. The thing on Twitter that was trending that had me sick to my stomach was when all the black people lined up in the middle of the room and they were asked to either go to the left or the right of the room and they had to agree. Are you proud of your skin colour? Black people all agreed that they were proud of their skin colour. When the white people were asked, are you proud of your skin colour? All of them were shook. All of them were like, oh my God, I can't move left or right, oh my God. I'm not even allowed to say I'm proud of my skin. I'm not even allowed to say I'm proud of my skin. Because it's going to offend everyone who's not white. Because white privilege is a thing, which is a thing. But there's other ways to teach white privilege. There's other ways to educate white people of the black struggle other than screaming pro-blackness and screaming, hey, you white motherfucker, you deserve less than me because you were a slave owner and you have me oppressed. That's not the way to go about this conversation, people. It benefits no one to rebuttal ancestral burdens of race on a brand new era. No one in this day and age, as a white person, in current times, like, is going around with whips and documents that says, I own you, black nigger. No, they're not. The white girl in your class, your white colleague at work, all your white colleagues in the staff room, the white girl at the gym, the white guy who lives next door to you, they're not the enemy. They're not the same ones that were whipping your ancestors on the cotton field. So if you can't compartmentalize that and see the difference, then my fear is, okay, we've had years and years and years of racism against the black. Disgusting things we've had to experience because of the colour of our skin. But now what's happening is, because we have to be so politically correct and watch ourselves, we're flipping the table. So what's going to happen before I die then? Are we going to flip the whole table round and now we're going to start putting white people on leads? Like, that's what I think is going to happen because this world's so politically correct and stupid. We're going to start putting white people on fields now. Just to get our restitution. We're going to start putting white people on leads, walking them around town. And white people are so scared, they're freely going to line up and say, do you know what? Tuesday, I've got 2 hours free. Put me on a lead and I'll walk around the market for you, licking the floor, just for your restitution, eh? Because society's not even waking up to the reality that skin colour as a conversation overall is irrelevant. I love Issa Rae. And obviously she comes from America and the race issues are so different out there. That's slowly coming over to the UK. We're politically correct over here all fucking day. So it's different. Like, everything's so much more masked over there. The race issue in America is rife and it's in front of your face. We haven't got that in the UK, okay? So let me know your opinions in the comments. If you're pro-black and you're offended, like, how are you black and you saying this? You're not rating your people. Rah, rah, rah. What is this? That's your business. Wake up. Racism cannot be fought with more racism. Us screaming that we are oppressed as black people is a self-fulfilling prophecy that is going to allow us to be more oppressed. So find another narrative. Find another way. Go around, study. Go around, educate. Go around and network in these social groups that are predominantly white and put yourself in there and teach them about black ideologies. Moreover, when you're moving in these circles, yeah, are you talking like you would when you're with your black people? Do you talk the same way when you're on road in ends, when you do in a staff room at work, or when you're at Tesco doing your day-to-day job? No, you're not talking like that, fam. Why? You want to scream Black Lives Matter and you want to stand up for your community, but the best way you could do that is by role modelling your true nature. Because let's keep it real, I'm Jamaican as well. And I'm black. And we will go into the corporate lanes and we will go into our everyday fields and we will talk, hiya, good morning, how are you? That ain't my normal blood clot voice. That's not how I sound on a regular basis. When I come home at the end of the day and I want to chill, I want to talk to my brother, I want to play PS4, I want to act like a real human fucking being that I am, I'm moving different, okay? I'm taking the piss a little bit, but do you get my point? We play up. So the best way what we can do for ourselves, instead of screaming, all these white people need this and that, and we need to really fight against white supremacy, I beg you, act black in public. I beg we all act like who we really are in public. Same speech, same tone, same body language, because that would educate them on who we really are. Maybe we should also get our fucking hair out. How about that? How about we walk around with our real fucking afros without any fucking relaxer and wigs? Because I'm ready to go. That's the main thing. I'm so ready to go at anyone who keeps coming with all this racism now against any race. I'm sick of it. Stop being racist. I don't care. You like, because you're black, you think you can't be racist. It's disgusting to me how the racism thing is hyping up so badly. White people can't even move left or right now. They're shook. They can't even say they're proud of their race. And I always talk about Beyonce's song, Brown Skin Girls, We Run the World. What if the song was White Skin Girls or Brown, Blue-Eyed Girls, We Run the World? Lord of God. We're going to have riots all around Blood Clot Town. Do you see what I mean? So, I've never said this before in life, but let fucking eat on this. Collective. Maybe that's a bit of black privilege, isn't it? Because black people have the privilege to be racist and put out songs like Black Girl Magic. Have we got White Girl Magic as a hashtag on Instagram? Would that even be allowed? No, because it will be deemed as white supremacist, pro-white, which isn't allowed. But we're allowed to be pro-black. And Issa can stand at the awards ceremony as a very key figure in the black industry and go, I'm just rooting for anyone black. Don't know if they deserve it. Don't know if they're a good person. Don't know if they're morally upstanding. Don't know if they were really in the role for more than 10 fucking seconds or they're in the film for 10 seconds. As long as they're black and they win. Yep. There's more to life than race, people. People have hearts and spirits, and people have been through real fucking shit, man. Look at all the people in Ukraine right now going through war in Russia. How many of them are black? None of them. But imagine all the trauma they're going through. Look at all the things that the Jews have gone through. They're not black. Do you get what I mean? People go through struggle, people. Fucking hell. I don't know why I had to do this for Capricorn, but clearly I did. Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there because I got heated for no reason. And I hope you find benefit in that. Share your opinions in the comments. If you're black, let me know how you feel about this. Because, do you know what? Whatever, I'm out.